Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the corner pin here. And this is a model where, if you take a look, we have symmetry, and also, if you look even closer, that we have the symmetry revolved around the axis, right? So if we just take a look at 1/4 of our solid here, we can produce the profile that if we revolve and then mirror, we'll be able to produce the entire corner pin. Let's take a look at how we do that. So back in the model space here, I'm going to use the origin as a way to orient the center and the center axis for the corner pin. And so the profile that I'm going to draw is going to be the two diameters, and then we'll be able to revolve that to create 1/2 of the pin. So here again, if I start with some lines, let's take a look at the layer. We're going to be on the 3D layer here, and let's see, if I just start with a line from the origin, turn on our polar tracking there, we've got a distance of 0.870 and then another 0.5. Let's do that. 0.870. That's one segment, and then we have another segment here of 0.5. So as I zoom in here, you can see that. And then what we could do here is use offset. Okay, if you look at the top diameter, we got a diameter of 0.188, so half of that is 0.094. If I offset 0.094 to the right, okay, there's that one. And then the second diameter is 0.250. That's going to be produced by an offset of 0.125 using this segment offset to the right. Okay, now if I close it up with some lines here, okay, we just have to consider the chamfer now. And again, if we take a look at our 2D chamfer here, we can use D for distance and set it at 0.03, and also for the second distance, and then select the two lines near the corner where we want to create that chamfer. So here we are. Now what we'll need to do is we'll need to make this into a region, this collection of line work. So select them all, hit enter, and again I'll divide my viewport into two vertical viewports here, using the right one to show the isometric view here. Alright, now what we'll need is another line. Okay, first what we're going to do is we're going to revolve this profile, but we're going to need another line. So I just drew a line from the origin. It's coming straight out, it's vertical, and we're going to use that as the revolve axis. So using revolve command, we're going to select the region profile right here. So right now, as I was trying to revolve it, I actually noticed I don't have a region there, and that's because the bottom part right here was left open. So this is the other edge that we want to close, right, from this line to here. So now we should be able to make this into a region. If I once again try to select all the line work there, make sure all the edges are closed. Okay, there we go. Now we can just use a temporary line, right, from this endpoint, the origin here, along the y-axis, and using revolve, let's select the region now, and then we can select the enter, and then we can select object as the option right here to select this temporary axis, and we're going to revolve around 360, so just hit enter. Okay, so this changed from 2D wireframe to conceptual, so there you can see there's 1/2 of the corner pin, and now what we need to do is we need to mirror and union it to make the other half. Now for that, we could be over here in the top view, Okay, and once again, we could either use the edges of the component or using the origin here. I'm just going to create a line, 2 points along the x-axis here that I'll use as my mirror. Okay, and I could just use the regular 2D mirror to select the solid here, hit enter, and then select the 2 endpoints there of that reference line. And there's the rest of the corner pin. But now what I got to do is union them. So those 2 pieces, select union and select both and then hit enter. Now you can see that there is no seam in the middle of it, right? But that we have one solid part. Great. Now we're ready to do the drawing presentation.